Hello everyone, welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. And first, I think we're going to start with Hanako's neutral ending before anything else. So, trust my own judgment. I listen to carefully what Lily has to say, but I can't bring myself to agree with her. I want to be with Hanako more. I want to be a better friend to her, to support her when she needs support, and to be there when she most needs people. I think that is now one of those times. The memory of the store owner we met in town together still puts me off. Anyone who takes even the slightest glance at Hanako ends up staring, and to fault them for it would be completely hypocritical given my own reaction. I don't like my own scarring either, but at least I can cover it up with something as simple as a shirt. I can't imagine a life where every day would be spent trying to hide myself as much as possible. And on top of that, Hanako doesn't even have people around her that would support her, no matter what she looks like. I live away from my parents, but I still can contact and visit them when I wish. I mull over the best course of action in my head and find myself trying to verbally agree with Lily as softly and amb- ambivalently as I can. Okay, we make some small talk afterwards, but the both of us don't really have much stomach for it in the light of recent events. We say our goodbyes before I hang up. No? Okay. There is at least one thing I can do for Hanako. If I make this small gesture for her, I can only hope that she allows me to come that little bit closer. Okay. Hmm. No, not save, but... No? Okay, is it gonna get straight to the ending? Okay. After talking to Lily at the end of the school day, I sat at my desk and looked out the window, idly watching students leaving the school building. Usually, they left in groups, but even when they left alone, they'd say goodbye to their friends first. It's completely normal, something that I would have missed completely had it been any other day because it's so mundane. But it's also something Hanako has never had in the time that I've known her. As I stand outside of Hanako's door for the second time in as many days, the fact doesn't leave my mind. I hold two plates in my hands. On each is not exactly the most hearty of meals, but I want to be sure that Hanako is at least feeding herself. It may also be a way to gain a little leverage in getting her to let me in. Lily and I have tried our best to be there for her. Ever since she broke down in class, I've dearly wanted to protect Hanako. Such a thing happening to her again, or even something worse, is something I don't want to think about. The door gives a solid series of thuds as I knock on it while carefully propping up one plate on my other arm. I doubt Hanako will open it for me, so all I can really hope to accomplish is to attract her attention. Evening, Hanako? It's just me. I pause for a moment to see if she will respond, but the fact that she doesn't isn't very surprising. I I have some food for the both of us. Could I come in? For what feels like a very long time, some muffled voices from the floor below are the only sound to be heard. Then I can hear the sound of bare feet on the floor coming up to the door, and I have to stifle a sigh of relief as I hear the door's lock being worked. When Hanako opens the door, I look at her intently. She looks up momentarily to the plate in my left hand. It's a modest curry dish I quickly made from a packet. Her eyes move to the plate in my right hand, which holds the same thing, before looking down again. As she shuffles back into her room, I realize that I haven't said a word to her. I glumly follow her in, slightly embarrassed by having been so wrapped up in observing her. More than ever, the gray and stark atmosphere of Hanako's room feels like a reflection of her personality. The voices from outside become completely inaudible, and the silence inside oppressive once I close the door. Walking to the far end of the room, I place the two plates on her desk. I'm thankful that she let me in, but as I turn to face her, I can't help having second thoughts about coming to see her. I don't believe Lily was right though. Looking at Hanako like this, I can only think that giving her space is the last thing we should be doing. I don't want to imagine it, but she may do something very foolish. It's just an instant meal, but it should be filling. I take a plate in my hand, offering it to her. She wordlessly takes it and sits on the side of her bed. I take a seat in her chair, and the familiar sound of eating rings in the room as we dig in with the forks that were stuck into the rice. The curry itself tastes okay. I wouldn't expect more from a packet whose brand I didn't recognize, so it not being horrible is at least something. Eating takes the edge off the fact that she isn't talking. Neither of us really likes to talk while we're eating, and this reminds me of the lunchtimes we so often spent together. It's kind of nice, eating together like this. Hanako looks at me quizzically. It's at least a better expression than what she's been wearing this far. We became friends, mainly over sharing lunch breaks, so it's nice to go back to those times a bit. She hesitates for a couple of seconds, and I find myself grimacing. Did I say something wrong? Eventually, she smiles and nods. I would normally be very encouraged by this, but her smile looks strange. I can't quite put my finger on why. Everything's the same as before, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. You still got Lily and me to help you and protect you. And once she gets back, everything will be like she's never left. Hanako nods again, her expression remaining exactly the same as before. She feels like a different Hanako from the one I'd first seen when I entered her room, and it's vaguely off-putting. Both of us go back to finishing off our dinners. After the short exchange, despite Hanako looking happier than before, my eyes keep flicking to her as if to reassure myself of this fact. Before long, the last of Hanako's curry is cleared. I finish the last of mine as she puts the empty plate on the desk and place my own empty plate and used fork on top of hers. I briefly wonder what I should say, desperately want to avoid another awkward silence or the prospect of leaving her room after so short a time. But Hanako is the one to speak up first. I was wondering, since you're here. She quickly goes to one of her drawers, and after a minimum of fussing around, pulls out her chessboard. Would you like to play? This time, I can't stifle the sigh of relief that escapes my lips. I hastily agree, and Hanako promptly busies herself setting up while I get off the chair and take her seat on the bed. Once again, Hanako is willing to let me into her world, and with so simple a gesture as a game shared between us, I guess I was just winding myself up for no reason. After the board is laid down on the bed between us, we finish placing our respective pieces on it. Throughout our friendship, we've never exchanged that many words. When we're like this, though, I see that perhaps we never really needed to. Just a simple book, or board, or meal between us is enough to bridge that distance. I make the first move, just as I've always done. This is the way our friendship was, and this is the way it'll probably always be. Something definitely feels different about her, though, and I can't quite grasp what it is. I look at Hanako intently, but I can't work out anything from her expression. As physically close as we may be, it feels like we're further apart than ever. Hanako is a fragile person, though, and I would never want to hurt her. That was also the way things always were, and the way things between us will probably always be. Yeah. I mean, it is a neutral ending, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I would like to call this the Hanako friendship ending because the so basically the good ending is the romance ending where you like start a relationship with Hanako. The neutral ending is you remain friends. Your relationship pretty much stays the same. And then there's the bad ending, which we're gonna get to. We're gonna get to that. But okay, so no, not equivalent exchange. It would be tea leaves, right? Okay. What do you think, Hanako? What do you say, Hanako? If we all help, it shouldn't take long at all. Hanako's fidgeting answers my question before she can even form the words. I really need to go. Well, that was to be expected. It looks like it's just me and the council girls again. It's easier to resign myself to another afternoon's work in the small council office. I'll catch up with you later, okay? Okay. Right, now that the farewells are over, it's work time. Misha and Shizune frog marched me to the student council office, never once letting go of my shoulders. I feel a little bad for dishing Hanako like this, but if this is the price for getting Misha off her back, then so be it. Wow, it's like we never left the Shizune route. So then, what are we up to today? Debrief. Huh? Isn't that supposed to happen after something? Yep, we have to collate all the information from the festival so that Chi-chan can debrief the teachers. Shizune drops a large pile of paperwork on the desk in front of me and smiles succinctly. You need to sort out those into 2 piles. One for financial stuff like receipts, one for feedback, one for positive feedback, maybe one for things that look like they could be problems next year, one for the problems that probably won't be able to be fixed. That's a few more than 2 piles. Huh? Alright, I thought it would be only 2 piles, my bad. Right, while I'm doing this, what will you two be doing? Well, we missed lunch because we were collecting all these reports, so we're going to go get some food. You lazy fuck! Why didn't you just sort them out while you were collecting them? Thankfully, my self-defense mechanism kicks in and prevents me from opening my mouth and further worsening my situation. How's that fair? I was fretting over the unfair distribution of work so much, I didn't notice that Shizune had kept on signing. If it weren't for Misha's outburst, I probably wouldn't have noticed it at all. Shizune seems to be delivering a fairly long string of commands to Misha, and none of them look pleasant. Reaching a conclusion, Misha signs briefly back to Shizune, and then sits down at the desk next to me. Shizune waits the both of us before disappearing out the door. What was all that about? Chi-chan was worried that you get it all wrong unless you were supervised. And since she can't tell how you are messing things up, she's making me stay. Ah, bummer, I want to go with Chi-chan. This isn't fair. But she's going to bring us back some food. How good is that? Misha's flippancy is out of this world, from down in the dumps to on top of the world over some calories. It's hard to imagine how anyone could operate at that level. Well, it could have been worse. So, what are we supposed to be doing? Collation. I gathered that. Well, let's just start making piles. We'll work out what the piles mean later. Right. We start to separate all of the papers into increasingly complex piles. At first, it's just simple categories. Financial, feedback, incident reports. Then they're split apart into good and bad reports, and further still, until it starts to look like they've just thrown the papers onto the desk. This is hopeless. Huh? Why? We're just doing what we were told, right? Yes, but it looks like we're just making a mess. No, I think we've got a lot done. Chi-chan will be able to work out the rest from here. So I think we could stop about here then. It's almost as if Misha's common sense left the room with Shizune. Still, there's no point in arguing. Anyway, what's the deal with you and Hanako? Deal? You were hanging out with her today, weren't you? Have there been any fireworks, any gossip that you're withholding from me? If I told you about my own circumstances, it wouldn't be gossip, would it? I guess not. We're just friends, I guess. Why are you so interested? I thought you and Shizune didn't like her. It's not really like that. You know Shizune and Lily don't get along well. And since you can't really get Hanako away from Lily, we don't talk to her much. But that doesn't mean I can't be concerned for her. What is there to be concerned about? Well, she never hangs out with anyone else, right? It's no good, Hee-chan. If Shizune and Lily dislike each other because their personalities are different, then I hate to think how Misha and Hanako would get along. I mean, in one way or the other, we're all in the same boat here, right? Well, I guess. This one time, when she left class halfway through, Chi-chan went to the teacher and asked what was going to be done about it. He said that every student here has special needs and that Chi-chan shouldn't worry herself about it. Hanako never does any group work, she just runs off. Is that enough to be concerned about? I guess you're right. Still, she still hardly says a word when we're talking. Well, that's more than I've been able to do. Chi-chan and I both tried when she started, but she got scared and ran off. I considered telling Misha, that exactly the same thing happened with me, but she seems caught up in thought. Listening to Misha without Shizune's influence is interesting. I think she needs to realize people here don't care what she looks like and that she can trust us. If she could, I'd feel a lot better about her. I think this is the longest I've watched Misha without seeing her sign. When she's with Shizune, she's constantly waving her hands about, explaining the world to Shizune. That amount of effort probably places a strain even on an agile mind. Let's face it, Misha isn't the world's brightest spark. Well, I'll keep an eye out on her for you. But you should probably apologize for earlier. I don't think Hanako is cut out for that kind of joke. Uh-oh. I didn't even notice, sorry. Don't say it to me, just mention it to her. Alright, first thing tomorrow, I'll speak to her. Good. A cacophony from the door heralds the return of Shizune. I guess she can't really tell how much noise she's making. Oh, Chi-chan, you're back. Shizune appears, completely laden with goods from the convenience store. There was some surplus left from the festival. Since this is officially festival business, I splurged a little. Nice idea, Chi-chan. 10 points. Is that really allowed? For someone who refuses to join us, you take an unhealthy interest in the politics of the council. I shall punish your insolence by rationing your portion of the feast. Fine, I get it. Misha slides the multiple stacks of paper to one side of the room, where the avalanche of food Shizune is spreading out. As I watch my hard yet misdirected work become wasted, I realize that it's little wonder why these two need help. The convenience store meal isn't overly tasty, but at the very least it's filling. What the hell? Thanks for helping today. Most of the time we just make up the reports for the staff. This year we can at least make up some relevant headings on the debrief. Are you sure this isn't a corrupt organization? Not at all. We're by the book. It's not our fault the book isn't specific enough. I thought that was the definition of corruption. You think too much. You know what? You're probably right. Anyway, I must be off. That is, if I'm allowed to leave. Your work has been deemed sufficient. You may leave. Well, thank you. You know, if you stress the free meal side of things over the endless workload side, you probably end up with more recruits. You might have a point. Well, think about it. And think about what we talked about. You don't have to tell all that to Shizune if you don't want. What? Oh, right. I'll try to see her tomorrow. Good night, Hichan. Night, Misha, Shizune. If I remember correctly, there's like a chunk that... Alright. I remember the chirping birds, so... I think back to my chat with Misha the other day. Is Hanako's behavior something to be concerned about, or is she just shy? And then there's Lily earlier this morning. The concern from both of them seemed to be genuine, and they know the situation better than I. But really, how could I possibly help? I'm no plastic surgeon, so I can't really help her appearance, nor am I a psychologist who can make her more sociable. So what the hell do Lily and Misha want me to do? It's frustrating Hanako and I are quickly becoming friends on our own accord, and because of that, it's like everyone wants me to solve their problems. And I have no idea how to do that. No one can cure my heart, nor Lily's eyes, nor anyone who is here in this school. However, I see no harm in becoming better friends with Hanako. Now that she's warming up to me, I kind of enjoy hanging out with her. Okay. What on earth am I doing? I'm gonna deny it. I don't think so, we're just friends. Aw, I thought I discovered something nice for a moment there. I understand. Girls and guys don't need to be boyfriends and girlfriends after all. What she says is true. Even if I do have feelings for Hanako, right now we are good friends, and I don't want to mess that up. But I also want to be more than that for her. It's hard. Miki gives off a different vibe from the other girls. Talking to her feels like... Okay. Yeah, apparently I think I did miss a bunch of dialogue in some of the other routes. As in, yeah, I have a distinct feeling I did miss a bunch of dialogue in other routes, aka Emmys and Rins. So, yeah. Honestly, like, if I don't get the, what was it, the achievement for reading every dialogue line, I don't know. I could make that, like, an extra episode. Either an extra episode or a, trying to think, or I just do that in my own time. Because basically just going to be a lot of skipping over everything. Although I guess I could, like, go about my thoughts on the game. So, this is the branch we get the bad ending. So how about we call it a day? I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to try and take a nap. My head is killing me. Judging by Hanako's instant relief, I could only assume that I've guessed right. I don't think she wants to be out and about. Wordlessly, she turns and heads back through the school gate. We walk all the way back to the dorms together, stopping awkwardly at the spot where we need to part. Well then, goodbye. Do you want to have tea or something later? How about a game? Hanako shakes her head, embarrassedly. I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow. I've got homework. I suppose she would have a bit of homework to catch up on. She's missed a few days of lessons, after all. Homework. Thanks for reminding me. I got a stack to do as well. Guess I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Hazal. Before I can say goodbye, Hanako has turned and begun walking towards the entrance to the female dormitory building. I look at the door she disappears through for a bit, before going off towards my own dorms. Tomorrow will be a better day. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure most of the scenes are the same in Act 4, because apparently you had to make a choice in Act 3 and then wait for Act 4 for the changes to really start, which it's kind of similar for Shizune's route in that way. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it says I've done both. I'm just gonna save here. Let me just create a new save. Okay, so basically both of these options lead to the same outcome. However, I'm going to be doing both anyway because I want to make sure that I am 100% done with Hanako's route. So I'm going to agree with Lily first, and let's skip that. I listen carefully to what Lily has to say, but I can't bring myself to agree with her. Hanako is a delicate person at the best of times, and after what happened with when her birthday was brought up, I think that this is the very last situation where we should be leaving her alone if she's deliberately secluding herself. It seems like Lily has a very definite image of how to best deal with Hanako in her mind. Not just now, but in all the time I've known the two. I mull over the best course of action in my head, and find myself trying to verbally agree with Lily as softly and yeah. Okay, we make some small talk afterwards, but neither of us really has much of a stomach for it. In light of recent events, we say our goodbyes before I hang up. This is gonna do some psychic damage to me. Anyway, I want to talk to Hanako myself, to help her as best I can. The best thing for her right now would be to have someone close to her, not to be left alone. I rap my knuckles thrice on Hanako's door. As expected, there's no answer. I briefly consider knocking again, but I know full well I'd just get the same result if I did. Resting my hand on Hanako's door handle, I try and prepare what I want to say to her. Try as I might, I can't really think of anything worth saying. I want to comfort her, yes, but I have no idea how to do that. That alone is almost enough to stop me. I told Lily that I would, though, so I feel I have to follow through, whether I'm confident about it or not. I turn the handle downwards, with a large amount of hesitation. It doesn't move far enough due to the door being locked. Hanako? So she really has locked me out. After everything that's happened between us, and the time we spent together, she's shut me out completely. I don't know if you can hear me, but I just want to talk to you for a bit. If you can hear me, could you unlock the door? You know, even though I'm trying to get 100% in this game, is it bad that I'm having second thoughts? I wait in silence. Minutes pass, but eventually I hear footsteps coming to the door and the lock being worked. At least she's willing to hear me out. That's one good thing. Well, I don't really know what to say, but I just wanted to see you. I wanted to make sure you're alright. I take a breath before pushing the handle down and opening the door. If she unlocked it without raising any protest, it should be fine for me to go in. Hanako is sitting on the side of her bed, her face sullen, as though deep in thought. Her room is as stark as ever, and right now she seems to perfectly suit the mood it gives off. Eventually, her eyes slowly move to the door. As soon as she notices my presence, she darts off her bed and jumps to her feet, facing me straight on. Her oversized gown makes his gesture look all the more sweeping as it freely moves about her light frame. What are you... I quickly regret coming in as I look at her. She looks depressed, but there's a tinge of anger behind it, so she can make this kind of expression as well. I just wanted to check that you were alright. I thought it would be okay since you unlocked the door. Hanako opens her mouth to speak, but quickly closes it again before looking away. We stand in silence for a while, before she steps back and sits down on the side of her bed. I'm not sure whether she's frustrated with me and resigned to the fact that I'm here, or genuinely okay with me being in her room. Once again, I find myself completely unable to work out how she feels. It's annoying. I end up walking to her desk chair and taking a seat. I do it slowly, to allow her time to raise any issues she might have with me sticking around, but she doesn't say anything. All she does is stare at the ground, not moving a muscle. After sitting with my front to the chair's back, I take a better look at Hanako. She appears pale, but her cheeks look red. I'm not sure she's been eating well either, given how thin her frame looks. Lily might have said it would be better if I kept more of a distance from her, but it's hard to think of that as the correct way to deal with Hanako when she looks like this. She keeps looking at the ground without a word, as if waiting for me to say something. It's entirely reasonable, since I'm the one who came into her room. Want to go somewhere? Going down the hill to town might be a bit much, but we could at least go for a walk outside. Too late for that, buddy. Why do you want to do that? I was thinking it might help you for a bit. You spend so much time inside, your skin's going to get as pale as Lily's before long. I snort in amusement, expecting Hanako to do the same, but she gives no reaction. She just goes back to looking at the ground. If you don't want to go, I don't want to go either. It's fine. I played soccer and hung out with friends after school a lot before coming to Yamaku, so I like being outdoors. Hanako shows no visible reaction. It's hard to talk to her when the discussion is so one-sided. We could go to the library if it wasn't closed by about now. The gardens would be fine, though. She begins to play with her hair. It's distracting and strikes me as a little unusual for her. Then again, since the incident in class happened, I've been tiptoeing around her for fear of hurting her like that again. Actively trying to get her outside might be a good thing. I lean forward a bit more in the chair and give her a slightly forced smile to try and lighten the mood a little. There wouldn't be anyone around by now, so you wouldn't have to worry about someone getting in our way. It could be a little date or something. I give a small smile, but catch myself as Hanako stops playing with her hair and grips the bed tightly. Hanako's mouth moves, but try as I might, I can't pick out what she's mumbling. Hanako? You don't understand. Even now, I can only barely understand what she says. It feels like she's trying to make her presence as small as possible. That's incredibly natural for her to do in class or around others, but it hurts when she tries it around me. I told you it's fine. It's just a little walk, nobody will see us. I get out of the chair and walk towards the door, turning back to invite Hanako along. Once again, she doesn't respond at all to what I say. I don't... Going outside for a bit is good for clearing your head. Why do you want to do this? Because I want to help you. I don't want help. Did you just come here and try to get me out? I don't mind. I think everyone needs help sometimes. When I was trying to get through my first days at Yamaku, you and Lily helped me a lot. Besides, I'm not exactly busy. I don't want to go. I'm fine. I don't really think it's healthy to stay indoors that long. The sun's got a little life in it, so it's not too late to have at least a little walk. I could probably use a bit of exercise anyway. To help wake me up, I've got some homework to get done. It wouldn't be good to fall asleep halfway through doing it. Then go. By myself? She nods. Well, I'm not really against that, but are you sure? I swung by to invite you to come with me. I'm fine, you can go. Come on, just a small walk. Please just go, I'm fine here. God damn it, Hizao. Hanako? I try to look at her face to gauge her feelings, but her expression is wooden. As if it was so carefully arranged that a single movement might cause it to collapse. Well, if you want to stay here, maybe we could play a game? Just leave, please. I don't want to do anything right now. Surely there's something you want to do. It must be boring sitting here in your room alone. I want you to go. Come on, you don't have to be like that. I just want to spend some time with you. Lily and I are worried, so... You talked to her? Yeah, we were on the phone just a little while ago. We're both really worried about you. Hanako mumbles to herself again. It's increasingly disturbing. Hanako? I'm telling you, please go away. You don't understand anything. If we just had a talk, you could tell me what I don't understand. I just want to protect you. Don't you really see... Get out! Please? Just locking yourself in your room again isn't going to help anything, Hanako. Please. Silence. I'm gonna look at text history. Hanako, I just want to help you. She suddenly storms off her bed, turning to me with an expression that makes me completely off guard. Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Hanako yells at me with such force. For the first time in a long time, I feel genuinely frightened. I have no idea how to react to this, and from Hanako of all people. Leave! I'm telling you! Go! But I was just trying to help you. I know I need help. I know I'm broken. I don't need you to tell me that. I never said you were broken or anything like that. It was written on your face. It's written on Lily's face. It's written on everybody's faces. I see a therapist every week. Lily dotes to me as if I were a child, and now even you. Nothing's changed, nothing at all. I hate Lily, and I hate you more than anyone. Lily's face moves in strange, almost grotesque ways. I've never seen someone completely lose it before, but it looks like the usually quiet and withdrawn girl in front of me is going into such a destructive cycle before my eyes. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what I should say or do. Go, leave me alone, get out of here. I take a step back, then another, and then another. My retreat is only halted when I feel the door against my back. I can't fix this situation. Nothing I could say, nothing I say would change anything now. I feel like I'm in a strange and deeply unsettling foreign world. I don't want to be here anymore. The door handle fights my clumsy attempts to open the door without turning back to Hanako. Eventually, thankfully, the handle moves downwards. I open the door as fast as I can, and almost leap backwards through it. As I go through, I keep my eyes on the girl in front of me. She's not broken. Hanako isn't broken. If she was broken, then I'm just as broken as she is after all that's happened to me. Lily only ever did the best by her, and I only tried to protect her as best I could. Hanako looks down. All her energy is spent. Now that I've stepped out of her room, the worst of her fury is gone. But even now, I can't bring myself to argue with her. It's not just the deep shock to what she said. It feels like something else is stopping me. Something deep that makes me physically sick. Without a word, I slowly shut the door. The creak of the old hinges sounds almost deafening. With a final thud, the wooden door closes. The Hanako that I felt I knew disappears behind it, and only a faint orange slivers of light peek through around the very edges. I feel numb. Without anything else to do, I begin to walk back to my dormitory room, mechanically placing one foot in front of the other while barely registering a thing around me. My mind keeps ticking, questioning everything I thought I knew about Hanako. But one thing is not questioned: that shutting that door brought a close to more than just than just that single visit. Misstep. Reach Hanako's bad ending. Yeah, that was definitely a misstep. Definitely. All right. So, yep. I'm just gonna load this real quick. There you go. I trust my own judgment. Yep. Despair. There you go. Okay. It's did it twice for good measure. Do. Alright. So, to tell you the truth, honestly, I think that was one of the best bad endings in the game. For multiple reasons. That, yeah, aside from, like, I don't know, maybe Emmy's bad ending? Yeah, so, yeah, like, that was like, ugh, I felt terrible. I felt terrible. So, let's look at all this. Let's look. There it is. There it is. Okay. So, that's everything in Hanako's route, I think. Because I probably could just library. Okay, so with this, yeah, misstep and cut petals are the two endings we got, but you know, we have 84% completion. So is Lily really just 16%? Yeah, I don't know. And again, I'm looking at the flowchart. It appears Lily has two endings, but you know, yeah. Then honestly, I might have to go back to Rin and Emmy's routes in order to get any potential missed dialogue, as well as like I'll probably have to go through Act 1 a couple more times. But yeah. So we just need this one. Yep. Honestly, today I said I would I would complete Hanako's route, and I did so. So I'm pretty glad about that. Anyways. So, what do you think? So there was one topic I forgot to talk about last episode, and it happened in the quote-unquote good ending last episode. Well, considering the H scene was removed, you wouldn't, like, if this is your first time seeing Katawa Shoujo, you probably wouldn't understand it. But there was a line of dialogue that's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I guess I kind of forced it on her, says Hizao. And basically, it's debated on whether or not, well, it's debated on whether or not the H scene in Hanako's route was rape. And, you know, because, you know, Hanako didn't explicitly say she consented, and, like, she's like, oh, well, I felt like I kind of had to just go along with it so you could stay with me, Izzo. And, yeah, and I can see why a bunch of people would have problems with that, and it's completely understandable, right? However, like, it was kind of rectified in the good ending. They kind of apologized, and Hizao kind of, like, well, didn't apologize, but, like, when you're young and stupid, you do a lot of stupid decisions, right? And no, I'm not making apologies for sexual violence or anything like that. But I mean, okay, so I'm pretty sure if during that H scene, right, Hanako stood up for herself and said no or stop at Hizao, I'm pretty sure Hizao would have stopped. And, yeah. Like, I don't think it was... I don't think it was rape, but rather, a misunderstanding. And, yeah, that it's still bad, don't get me wrong. And, the reason why it was like that, the reason, right, that was put into the game is because during the development of Katawa Shoujo, all of the writers for the routes were told to put at least one H scene into each route. So the problem with that is that even though Hanako's route was originally not supposed to have an H scene, right? Hanako's route was forced to have an H scene, even though it may not fit the relationship between Hanako and Hizao. And basically, that is the reason why, as a reason we got that scene. Yeah. And, let me think. Yeah. So anyway, there was a, Katawa Shoujo, I think it was a beta. It was either a beta or an alpha. Anyways, it was released, and, the original Hanako route was disturbing, to say the least. And, you know what? If you're not going to, I don't know if I'm gonna play it, like, ever. Honestly, I could play it. It'd be interesting to play for the channel, certainly. But, I'm trying to think. So basically, there are multiple parts of it, like multiple choices in that do not appear in the finished game, right? And several routes have been changed and stuff, and one of the most glaringly obvious changes was Hanako's entire route. Because in one of Hanako's endings, right? You know, I'm gonna have spoilers for the Katawa Shoujo Alpha and Beta, even though, like, if you don't care about spoilers, like, keep listening to me. If you do care, please skip. I would say the next few minutes. You know what? Click on a different video. Do that because I'm gonna be talking about spoilers. So basically, one of the original endings for Hanako's route, apparently, from what I've been told, is apparently Hizao gets Hanako pregnant, and then what happens is that Hanako is sent to a mental institution. I could be remembering this wrong, because she tries to kill herself. And that's like, whoa, what the fuck? But I think what we got in the finished game was much better than that, because that is so deranged. Like, keep in mind, I'm a pretty edgy guy, right? I don't mind edge, right? But, like, I think the entire pregnancy and then trying to kill herself is a bit too far. It's, like, so, thank God they changed it, but, like, anyways, so, yeah. anyways, so, I guess I should state my rankings of the first 4 routes and add Lily onto it. So, what I'll do, okay, so, okay, my thoughts, right? I think Emmy's route, Emmy was my first route in both time I played this game, and the first route I watched. So, yeah, and Emmy's route, I believe, is still the best route, from an emotional angle. And not only that, I think it's the best life Hizao could possibly have, because not only is he physically fit, his heart is strong, he is, you know, Yeah, he's physically fit. His heart is strong. He's going to be a scientist, and that's pretty cool. So Emmy's route, already up there. Already up there. I would say, I would actually, considering I haven't replayed Lily's route yet, I'm gonna wait on that till I actually finish Lily's route, and then okay, I'm gonna say I think Hanako's route barely beats out Rin and Shizune's routes, and again, that's because I do like the theming of don't be a white knight, don't be too much of a gentleman, right? You should treat people as people rather than dolls that need to be protected. And I think that's a good theming, especially for a game like this, because a lot of young men, that have been raised by single mothers, been raised by very older people as well. They're raised a certain way to believe that they should be gentlemanly and they should be white knights, even though that you shouldn't take that too far, right? There's a level of manners, and then there's a level of impoliteness you need to have, right? Now, don't get me wrong. IRL, I do have manners. Sometimes I hold the door open for some people. Sometimes I, like, just help random people out on the street. That's fine, right? But some of the most annoying people, and some of the most annoying men, are men that are raised to be gentlemen, right? And because they're raised to be gentlemen, because they're raised like as a way that the world used to work rather than the way the world actually works now, they become the most annoying, entitled men ever. These so-called nice guys, if you will. A lot of these men turn into incels. A lot of these men, a lot of these men do not have good. A lot of these men do not have good experiences with women, including myself. And frankly, you just have to let that part of you go. Like, you need to kill part of your drive to protect, and you need to kill off part of that gentlemanly, chivalrous spirit. Because if you push it too far, what's going to happen is that you're going to drive potential opportunities away from you. And that's why I like Hanako's route, even if I think Hanako and Hizao are terrible for each other. I do like Hanako's route because it teaches a lesson that a lot of young men need to hear. So yeah, I would say, honestly, for me, Rin and Shizune's route are tied, because I'm going to be completely honest, I did not like Shizune's route when I first played the game and when I watched it, but having replayed it, like, as an adult, having gained some insight and things like that, I realize that Shizune's route is actually pretty funny. So, yeah, it's not bad. Frankly, I don't think any of the routes in this game are bad. It's just, these are what I prefer, right? And, I don't know. Rin's route, or to tell you the truth, there was all that stuff with, like, Nomiya and the art teacher stuff, but, Rin's route, as, like, someone that is, again, in the massive autismo, I can relate to Rin. However, I myself cannot see myself getting with someone like Rin, and which is, again, why Shizune's route is down here as well. Because, like, both Rin and Shizune's route, I think, have a similar issue, because, not an issue, but it's more of a me thing, because I cannot see myself ever getting with women like these. Like, Rin is basically like what I would imagine a female me would be like, and Shizune is, of course, a slave driver. So I wouldn't I wouldn't. I would. That would be hell for me. Other men, possibly. You know, like they might be good match for them, but like, not for me. Not for me. Like they're still good routes, and I think at least Rins has good messaging. So yeah. um. hmm. So yeah. So the one route that's left is, of course, the Lily route. And that's the route I will be playing last. And that is the route I'm going to be... and after that, I'm going to give my ranking of the Lily route, because currently, first place, Emmy, second, Hanako, third place is shared between Ren and Shizune. And, what I think is that I think Lily is going to beat out... I think Lily's route is going to beat out Rin and Shizune's, because for some reason I really liked the Lily route, although I barely remember a lot from it. So, anyways, it's been Dean the Autist. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Either tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to be starting the Lily route, and it's going to be the beginning of the end of this playthrough. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching.